Hello everyone, today we are breaking down Season 2, Episode 1, Here We Woe Again of Wednesday. But before that, remember to like the video, helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. The first thing we see is Wednesday tied up in a basement surrounded by dolls at a tea party. Apparently, she is being held captive by a serial killer. She then gives a rundown of what she was doing on her summer vacation before this predicament. She first mastered her psychic abilities. You may recall from Season 1 that Wednesday's visions were very random. Now she has a bit more control over them. With this new gained control, she decides to go after a serial killer known as the Kansas City Scalper. All she needs is an item from one of the victims to figure out who it is. Thing helps her with this, borrowing some evidence from the local police. Wednesday touches the ball and sees the killer. She heads to Kansas City, which was much more difficult than she thought it would be. She confronts the man, but he was able to block her attack. She then starts having a vision about dolls and passes out. She also has black tears coming from her eyes. This problem is going to plague Wednesday throughout the season. We now return to where we began. The Kansas City Scalper is going to add Wednesday to his doll collection. Fortunately, Thing is able to buy her some time as she escapes from her bounds. Thing asks her about the black tears coming from her face, and she says it's nothing, just a minor psychic glitch. So basically, she has no idea what it means either. Wednesday picks up a knife and deals with the killer. She doesn't kill him, just takes his hair off, and lets the police do their work. Wednesday is back home looking through various books, and still can't find anything on black tears. She doesn't want to ask her mother for help because of reasons. So she's just not going to worry about it. The Addams family is heading back to Nevermore, and this time it's not just Wednesday. Pugsley will be attending the school as well. And we find out that he has some electricity ability, just like his Uncle Fester. So he can shoot electricity from his hands, basically. We are now with some random people in the woods. It seems the two are hooking up, but doing it on the down low. There's another person here taking pictures of it, maybe to blackmail them or for some other reason. Ravens start encircling the one taking pictures. We then see one of the ravens is disfigured. One of his eyes is blind, and it looks like it was burned. This seems to be the leader, I guess you would say. The man runs into his van, but the ravens don't quit. They keep going after him. He makes a phone call saying they are onto him, and if he doesn't make it, the evidence is safe at the bullpen. The ravens are able to get in through the roof and they attack the man, so clearly someone is controlling these ravens, and whatever this man is investigating, they don't like it. Now what that has to do with the two people banging? No idea. Maybe that's a different case. The Addams make it to Nevermore Academy. Morticia and Gomez, the parents, are a bit worried for Pugsley. It's a new school, he only knows his sister, it's a scary thing. Morticia wants Wednesday to promise to take care of her brother. Wednesday agrees in her own way, giving Pugsley a list of ground rules he must follow, like no eye contact. Bullying assistance must be submitted through writing, etc. As Wednesday walks through the courtyard, everyone is staring at her and taking pictures. Someone even asks for an autograph. Bianca comes to save the day and uses her siren abilities to make the pests scram. Sirens basically can influence people into doing things. Bianca lets Wednesday know she's kind of popular now since she saved the school from a demon pilgrim in Season 1. This is literally the worst thing for Wednesday, because she kind of hates everyone. We meet the new principal here as well, Barry Dort. He asks Wednesday if she would like to be the student of honor at the big bonfire tomorrow night. Obviously, Wednesday says no, but Barry hopes she reconsiders. He has a very positive attitude, kind of the opposite of Wednesday. Wednesday heads towards her dorm room. She enters and is kind of disgusted with the amount of people inside. There's almost like a party. Enid greets her and tells everyone else to leave. The others there are also werewolves. So ever since Enid wolfed out last season, it seems she's been making more friends with her own kind. The two exchange pleasantries, talking about their summers. Wednesday gives Enid a gift, one of the dolls from the serial killer. Enid does not seem very thrilled at it, but you can't win everyone over. We also find out that Wednesday did not get her book published. She was working on it all of last season, and she does not seem very interested in changing it at all. Does not take criticism well. Ajax shows up and Enid has no interest in seeing him. Luckily, Wednesday covers for her and gets him to go away. Ajax's powers are like Medusa's. He has snakes on his head and he can turn people into stone. Anyways, Enid doesn't know how she feels about him anymore. She has to ponder over it. Wednesday opens her closet where a crossbow was set up. It seems Wednesday still has a stalker. At the end of season 1, they had some creepy pics of her, and it seems the summer break has not helped their obsession. The picture is of her speaking to Barry, which literally just happened. The real question is this connected at all to the Raven thing from earlier? Wednesday grabs hold of the picture, hoping she can use her psychic abilities to identify the person, but it doesn't work. Meaning whoever this is has to be quite powerful, or very knowledgeable, like they are able to cast some kind of spell to block psychic abilities. We're back with Pugsley. He's getting situated in his dorm room. He will be rooming with a familiar face, Eugene. He was the kid with the bees last season. He has grown up since the last time we have seen him. Pugsley and Eugene don't seem to really hit it off. Eugene is a bit more normal and Pugsley's a bit strange. He's kind of like Wednesday in a way, but more goofy. Like they share similar interests, like murder and whatnot. So why does Wednesday have such an easier time making friends even though she literally wants nothing to do with people? Well, it's pretty privilege. We are back with Wednesday. She is meeting with her parents and Principal Dort. Dort has asked Morticia if she wants to chair the gala fundraising committee. If she says yes, that means Wednesday will be seeing her parents much more often, which is like a nightmare for her. Xavier Thorpe's father used to chair it, but after Xavier was falsely accused of murder, he decided to leave Nevermore entirely. So we will not be seeing Xavier back this season. Barry wants the Adams to think about his offer and even offers them a place to stay in one of the faculty homes. Dort then says if Morticia decides to be the gala's chair, this cottage would be theirs. So they would have a place right on campus, which means we will get to see more of the family compared to last season. Morticia wants to do this job to be closer with her children, but also wants to be a guide for Wednesday and her psychic powers. Wednesday says they're too different, that she can't guide her. Morticia says she has some experience with people like Wednesday, her sister Ophelia. Apparently, Wednesday reminds Morticia a lot of her. Wednesday is intrigued because her mother never mentions her sister, but she still doesn't want any help and says no, she'll be fine. Wednesday is walking through the woods where she stumbles upon a crime scene. The man from earlier got his eyes pecked out by those ravens. Wednesday sees a hooded man take off from the crime scene and chases them down. It turns out it is Gallopin, the former sheriff. He says that he and the dead dude were working a case together. The dead guy said it could affect all outcasts. And since Gallopin's son is an outcast, he wants to protect him. Tyler, who turned out to be the Hyde last season, is his son. Gallopin asks Wednesday's help in the case, but she rejects. And then we see the Raven from earlier watching their conversation. We are now with Ajax. He is telling a spooky story to some of the students. Pugsley and Eugene are present. It is called The Tale of the Skull Tree. Basically, the dude was very smart, made himself a clockwork heart. But his experiments at Nevermore got more and more dangerous, which cost him his life. He is now buried at the Skull Tree, and it is said you can still hear the heart ticking. Pugsley is fascinated by hearing this story. The others don't seem to really care. We are now with Barry Dort and Bianca. He asks her to be the student liaison for the fundraising gala. Basically, he wants her to help get money for the school. She says she really doesn't have the time for it. This disappoints Barry, and he kind of makes a bit of a threat that the fundraising goes towards scholarships. And Bianca is a scholarship student. He would hate to see her not be able to attend the school no more. Another reason he wants her to do it specifically is because she's a siren. As I said earlier, a siren can influence and manipulate people's behavior. So she would be very good at getting money. We have a bit of a montage with Wednesday playing the cello in the background. We see Morticia going through one of her sister's journals. She opens it up and we see the ravings of a mad person. She has drawings of black tears and has written the term multiple times. So whatever is happening to Wednesday, it's not good. This could drive her crazy. We see Pugsley looking at a map and finding the skull tree. So it seems he wants to see if the spooky tale from earlier is real or not. We then see a Wednesday fan board from the stalker, yet no hints at who or what it can be. The new head of music, Miss Capri, comes in to see Wednesday. It turns out Capri was a child prodigy. Wednesday kind of throws some shade at her now for teaching instead of making music, but Capri comes right back at her and critiques her performance, which, as we know, Wednesday does not like notes. Capri says Wednesday needs to learn to succumb to the chaos, stop trying to control it, but that's just not Wednesday's style. Wednesday returns to her room where Enid has some mail for her. Xavier has sent her something, a painting of a raven with a white rose. The raven is the same one we saw earlier in the woods. So it seems we have our big bad baddie for the season. But that's not all. It seems Wednesday's stalker was in the room as well and stole her novel. It's about the only thing she cares about. The stalker is going to burn it at the big bonfire tonight. Wednesday and Enid start looking for anyone suspicious, but the place is crowded. It's hard to know. A couple of students bumped into Wednesday and she finds a note in her jacket. One that has razor blades on it. Her book is in the pyre, so she has to climb under the thing that is going to be burning soon. It's hard to say when the note was put in Wednesday's jacket. Could it have been those kids, or was it before that? As I said, the stalker is kind of powerful. Like they're slipping in and out with anyone noticing. Wednesday can't see them in visions, which makes me think it's not a student, just because of how sophisticated this whole thing is. Wednesday starts climbing under the pyre. The ceremony starts and Barry Dort has one of the cringiest intros I've ever seen. Wednesday finds the novel, but right as she does, Barry lights the pyre. So it seems Barry can shoot fireballs? Pretty cool. Wednesday makes it out right before she burns to death. Barry then invites her to come on stage since she is the student of honor. He then reveals a great picture to commemorate Wednesday and the gang saving the school. She is horrified at it. Then Barry asks her if she wants to say a few words. She agrees, but probably not the words Barry was hoping for. She basically tells everyone to F off and then burns the painting. We are now with Pugsley, who is in the woods next to the skull tree. He falls and smacks the ground and electrifies it. And the man from the tail has been revived. And Pugsley is delighted to see this. Maybe he will have a friend now. We're back with Wednesday. She stormed off from the bonfire and Enid chased after her. Enid grabs her shoulder, causing her to have a vision. She's in a graveyard surrounded by ravens. She sees the raven with the white rose like from Xavier's painting. It is on a tombstone that says Enid St. Clair. Then Enid blames Wednesday for her death. Wednesday snaps out of the vision and starts shaking on the floor, black tears coming from her face. Morticia finds her daughter shuddering on the floor. Morticia knows what this means because of her sister. And that is where the episode ends. What did you think of it? Leave it down in the comments below. And if you want more Wednesday content, please subscribe and like the video. Check out the Twitter link in the description below. And as always, have an awesome day.